Word on the streets, it's BowlzNBeatz. What's good, everybody, and welcome back. It's your girl X, and joining us today is singer and songwriter and your favorite Argentinian after Messi. Let's welcome Nanu.
Hello.
What's good?
Hello.
A.K.A. the Crazy Latina.
A.K.A. a lot of different characters in there. Different alter egos.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good.
Good. Are you glad to be here?
I'm glad. This is my first podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to
I'm
talk shit
honored.
about men.
Ooh, girl. You came onto the right podcast.
I'm ready.
You got me at talking shit about men. So for the people that don't know you, just let them know who you are and what you do.
So I'm an artiste. I write my own songs. I compose them. I like to describe myself as someone that creates characters because I think a lot of people will confuse who I am with what they see out there. So I always try to tell them, I'm like, there's Daniela and then there's my creations. Nanu is a mega star. Then the Crazy Latina. Well, Nanu does fall into the Crazy Latina for sure. Nanu is the Crazy Latina. But then I have Lilith, which is more of a character based on a little bit of resentment and anger. I try to channel my feelings in these characters.
You know what? I think that's really interesting because the only person that I know that does that is Nicki Minaj. So all I'm saying, star quality.
Yeah, Nicki's a huge inspiration for me too. I
Yes.
love Nicki. I feel like when I started rapping, I had songs where I was rapping more aggressively and they were like, don't do that. You have to do sexy. I can be sexy and I can be mad. Mm-hmm. I can feel these things. I can tell to go fuck yourself and then I can be like, baby, come here.
Never mind.
Yeah, pull, push, pull.
Yes.
Driving crazy.
So obviously you live in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
But you weren't born here, correct?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I moved here 8 years ago. I was born in the States, Mervyn.
Oh.
But I went to
Okay.
Argentina when I was 1 year old. So
Oh, I see.
I'm just an Argentinian that doesn't need a visa. It's
okay,
easier
that's
like that.
cool. So when you moved to Toronto, did you feel like a culture shock?
I think I was lucky that Toronto was where I ended up because there is a lot of cultures, so it is a little bit more accepting. However, there is differences. As an Argentinian, I'm really passionate, extremely passionate, and that can be seen as insane.
Honestly, that's very true. To people who don't get it, it really does. Yes.
I'm really intense. And back home, it's normal. We're all like that. There was the other day, not the other day, but months ago, there's Boca River, and it was two neighbors, and one of the teams lost, and he burned the neighbor's house.
Jeez.
That's kind of crazy, but that's how we are. We're passionate. We will burn a house down if we're mad. Yeah.
Do you feel like the culture also influenced your music as well?
Yes, definitely.
Ooh, in what way?
I think my sound it has a lot of Toronto in it. It has a lot of Toronto, but also a lot of Argentina.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of it's a fusion. That's why it's been kind of difficult to bring it in. But now I have little strategies that I'm okay, I'm going to go here first. And,
You have your pathway.
Yeah.
I think that's smart though, because now you notice more Latinos are coming out with their music here in Toronto, which makes sense. I mean, there's so many different cultures here. Half the people speak Spanish anyways, or Portuguese, which is similar anyways. You know what I mean? You could really set a name for yourself being that first Latina to come up in Toronto, right?
Everyone would tell me that I have to go to Miami, but this is an untapped market. It's a virgin market. The only issue is Toronto is still Toronto. There's a lot of Latinos here, but it's still a little bit the Toronto mentality when it comes to the support with artists. If I go to Argentina and I say I'm going to be playing at the bar, that bar's going to be packed.
Yeah.
Over here, I have to personally invite everyone, and then with luck, I'll get 5 people showing up. But then if I'm in the street, they all recognize me. They want pictures. I'm like, girl, you want the picture? Come to the show.
Oh my God. So you mentioned in Argentina, if you go there, you'll have a packed out show. How does it feel to know your own, home country supports you that much?
I am a little bit nervous to go, in a good way. I'm excited, but nervous to go there. I haven't been there, and my mom tells me it's crazy.
In terms of government?
People know me. No, people know me a
Oh,
lot there.
shit.
It's
Okay.
really big.
You need a bodyguard.
I'm really happy that in my country it's like that because that's
amazing.
But I am a little bit. I like the attention to a certain point. I can be a little bit paranoid about my safety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I gotta see how I'm gonna manage it when I get there.
But that definitely comes with stardom, you know, the whole safety thing. You gotta be
Yeah.
really like cautious about what you're doing and all that stuff. But I mean, having that pride, knowing that your whole country really like fucks with you, that must be like an insane feeling.
I'm like, my home, and they're crazy. Like they're crazy. They're crazy fans. They'll support you till the end.
Yes. But in your album, I can see like you put both Latino music and English music together, which I think is really smart. Like you said, you know, you're navigating the way through. So what was your inspiration to like combine both of those genres together?
Definitely that I still listen to the music that people are listening to Argentina. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I listen way more to English music.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, I listen to way more English music. I'm really into classics and old songs too. So I thought to myself, how can I bring what I love, kind of like translate it? Because in my EP, it is an American sound. It doesn't really have there's no Latin beats. There's maybe like Caribbean, but
Yeah.
kind of Toronto, you know?
Exactly.
A lot of that Caribbean vibe. And be like, I'm going to put Spanish in here, mix it up, do some of them just Spanish, do some of them just English. And now that I'm finally opening up and working in other countries, I'm trying to get producers with Latin beats. And I'm like, you know,
got this.
Get my sound everywhere, be versatile,
Yes.
conquer little countries here.
Even the way you market yourself, like you said, you have like different characters, which is smart because you're marketing your music by being present online. So
Yes.
with your account, your Instagram account, you have like 500,000 followers. That's amazing. Yes, round of applause. Was there like a certain strategy that you did, or was it like a certain post blew up one day?
So it started with TikTok.
Oh,
A lot of people
okay.
came from my TikTok.
People are sleeping on TikTok.
Yeah, I didn't want to do TikTok, and that changed my life.
Right?
I didn't want to do that app. I was like, I'm not 12. Why am I gonna do that shit? And then I started doing it, and
You're like, this is kind of fun.
I realized there's no politics in TikTok.
Yes.
There's no politics on who becomes viral, and if you're real and if your shit is good, it's gonna pop. So that's why I love TikTok now. But I had a lot of people migrate from TikTok, and I did a couple of strategies in terms of like telling stories and telling people, oh, if you want to know the rest of the story, go to my Instagram. I should do more. My marketing team is always telling me do it again. But now I'm focusing on this new, not a character, only a character, this new character that I'm creating to go into the Dominican.
Okay.
So I'm more focusing on that right now.
That's cool. I think it's really smart that your team is telling you to do more videos because you have like a crazy personality, which clearly that's why her name is the freaking Crazy Latina. She has a crazy personality. Like, you're so entertaining. I think that's amazing. Do you think that's because you're a Gemini?
Oh my God, I'm a Gemini stellium, girl. Everything's Gemini.
I was like, this bitch is crazy. She must be a Gemini.
elite energy. Like, we have Kanye. I know that he may be too much, but Kanye.
But he's still, yeah, he's controversial, but he's still a freaking legend regardless.
He's a genius. No
So
matter
do you
what they
feel
say.
like because you're a Gemini, you have like certain stardom qualities? Because a lot of people say like Gemini are known like legends. We have Kanye, Tupac, Biggie, Marilyn, like the list goes on. You know what I mean?
I definitely think I really believe in astrology, and I study it a lot. I think Geminis have a way of communicating and writing that is legendary. I also have a Pisces MC because I'm a Cancer rising, and my 5th house is Scorpio. So, and I have a Cancer moon,
deep into the
and I got a
details.
Cancer moon. So I like, my chart is basically like made for a superstar.
And did you know you always wanted to be a superstar? Like, were you always like this, or was it like one day you're like, you know what? I'm gonna show the world who I really am.
No, I was always, since I was a little girl.
Yeah?
And I remember my dad would always get mad because my dad's like, you want to be a star? And I'm like, yeah, and I like it. I love it. I think that he always took it as I just wanted fame, which
Attention.
I think that we have to accept that everyone wants attention. And we study psychology. We're human beings. Like, it's part of us. But I do love what I do, and I want to live from that. I want to be able to make music every day, sing every day, dance every day. I love that. So I do want to, like, you know, everyone likes the attention. I feel it's a money thing too, you know.
Of course,
money.
of course.
But the main thing is doing what I love, which I am already doing it now. That's why I'm way happier. But it would be nice to have more money.
Exactly. Like you said, I mean, when you're doing something you love, the money eventually comes anyways because
Yeah.
you're so dedicated. You're working hard towards it regardless. So are your parents supportive of your career now that they see like how big you are?
So my mom is always supportive. She's super cool. She's a cool mom.
Are they here? Are they
My
living?
dad is here. My
Okay,
mom is
okay.
in Argentina.
Okay.
And my dad,
He's a dad.
well, he
Dad.
did say the other day, and it was, I feel like I had a really big healing moment because I come from, my dad always worked abroad, so daddy issues. But I had a really big moment with him where he told me, I'm really proud of you. It's like, I'm not proud of the product in itself. It's like, I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to look at it. But I know that you're working really hard. And I see how hard you work. And I'm really proud that you work so hard and put so much into what you love doing. It's really inspiring. And I'm like, my dad just saying that.
You have a breakthrough moment.
Daddy's proud of me.
Wow. So is it because like he sees like your content? Like, okay, let's get into your singles. Okay, let's just get into it. I don't know if you guys have seen her music videos, but they're like provocative. Let's just be straight up. Like, you really tap into your sexuality, which
I have a Lilith in the first house.
I love that. Like, you're not scared to like be who you are, and you don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, you literally say it in your lyrics. Like, go fuck yourself. I love myself. I think that's amazing. So how do you like handle the hate that comes with it, or all the assumptions that get made about you?
It's really hard because I'm really sensitive. I actually had therapy today and I was talking about that. I was like, how can I not let this get to me? Because I'm extremely sensitive.
Wow, I would have never thought
and
that.
One of the things I do is try not to look at comments at all. When I do catch one, meditate, just sit down and be like, let it go, and really just get into my head and be like, I would never go online, and I never went online in my life and saw someone's music and I'm like, this is shit. I was like, you fucking suck.
Right? Me too. Honestly.
It's not normal.
Like, how mad are you? Like, are you okay? Just start replying to the haters. Are you okay?
It's
Do
like,
you need to talk?
Are you feeling good? So I try to think of that and not let it get to me, but it is hard. I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty hard.
For sure. And do you find that most of your haters are guys or girls?
A little bit of both, but mostly men. Mostly men, because I call them out a lot. I'm really into calling out men.
I'm glad you said that, because the other day I was talking to a friend of mine and I told her, like, I noticed like a lot of female artists in Toronto get hated on by men. Like, I go through the comments, you'll see like a 1-2 girl that's a hater, but it's mostly guys, like, always shaming, like, you suck, you're a whore. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, who hurt you?
I feel a lot of times it makes no sense to me.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting that guys, it bothers men, but yet that's what's expected from us in the industry.
I think it's because there's a lot of sexism in the sense that they, for example, the other day I told a story that I had sex with a guy and he went out to tell everyone that we had sex. And the rumor that was going around was, oh, I fucked her. And I did a TikTok, which later, for him to not be mad, I deleted. Fuck you. We're equals. When men and women have sex, you didn't fuck me. We fucked.
We fucked each other.
We fucked each other. Like, we're equals. The moment we're having sex, we're equals. And I feel like men in Toronto do not see women like that. They go around with this little rumor, oh, she got fucked. No, we both fucked.
Honestly, most of the time, you fucked them. Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't know why you're lying, but anyways, we're just trying to be nice out here. Honestly, I love that you say that you clap back, because I think that's very important in the industry. And you mentioned that Nikki was one of your biggest inspirations, and she's someone who constantly stands up for herself, says, I don't care if you view me as a female, I'm still one of the OG legends.
She calls everyone out, and I think you have to be careful how you do it. I have an issue that I am so temperamental and I'm really explosive, and sometimes I can't handle my emotions, and I go all, I'm dramatic as fuck.
Me too.
Drama.
So annoying. And then you regret it later.
And then I regret it. I was crying on camera. I was like, and then I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna go.
But you have to address it in order to gain respect.
Yeah. I had a little episode a couple of weeks ago, where I went off on like a really big artist, and then I kind of regret it. I mean, I didn't regret it. I realized that I made a mistake, but that I have to be careful how I go about these things and how I go about calling out certain things. Because
how you deliver it.
And there's a lot of politics too. I know that I'm not going to be in any trouble because, I'm cute as fuck. It wasn't that bad. But I'm learning how to try to control my clapbacks a little bit. Cause
honestly, my advice to you would be take that out on your music. Because when you really do, like, tap into your anger and bash these guys in your music, it doesn't come off that way. It comes off as you're being artistic. Like, and the girls fuck with it. The girls are vibing to it, singing along, like, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck.
I heard it. It was a TLC sample, no?
Yeah, TLC
Okay,
sample.
I heard that little beginning. I was like, wait a second. Yeah. I think you did a really great job with that. I think they'd be really happy.
You.
Yeah, you did a really good job with
that. I love that song. I still listen to it myself when I'm mad at someone. I'm just, Go fuck
I love it.
yourself.
Honestly, you don't hear too much like empowering music nowadays from girls. Like you just hear whether they're like trying to be gender neutral or like talking about just like pussy and like stuff like that.
I think
like,
it's amazing to like be sex. I love sex and I love being sexy, but I do still feel that we're really we're on this thing where we have to please men.
Exactly. You're not doing it for yourself, but it shows that you're doing it for yourself through your music and your music videos. So how do you like get into that like channel, like inner superstar channel to do those music videos? Because like I was like, damn, how do you have the balls to wear those freaking diamond nipple covers? Like
I just
you look so good, but I was like, I would be so insecure. Like I would be scared.
I just get in the flow. I get in the zone. I forget about everything, and everything that I'm singing, I know it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but like I feel it here. I just feel it here and the like mean it. And I did go through a lot of shit in regards to like sex and like sexual exploitation and stuff like that. So I had to heal a lot when it comes to sex and my body. So to me, being able to now own my sexuality so much, to own my body that in a moment I didn't, to me that's really empowering. I don't mind going on a motherfucking stage completely naked and singing a song. Like bilingual Madonna here.
That's
Get ready for
amazing.
controversy because it will happen one day.
I love that confidence. Honestly, if you think of like every female legend in the music industry, at one point they were all considered like too provocative. You know, like back in the day, Madonna like started wearing like skimpy clothes, and it wasn't even like skimpy compared to now. Now it's like considered covered up, but like at her time, she was getting judged for it. You know what I mean? Like you always have to break those barriers. So where does your confidence come from?
I worked a lot. To me, it was quarantine where I had to sit down by myself, completely isolated, and really get to know myself. And I think that confidence comes from knowing yourself and every single day working on that. I have insecurities. It's not like I'm always like, oh, I'm the shit. But I accept those insecurities and I work on them. And I understand a lot of times that I can't, what others think of me is not my fucking problem. My problem is the perception that I have of myself, and kind of like working it that way and just be myself.
Yeah.
I love myself.
it literally, like your song says, exactly. So to any female artists that might be watching this that are kind of like scared to get into it, because like we know there's a lot of, like you said, sexual exploitation when it comes to women in the music industry. So what's your advice to any female artists that are like going through something like that and they're kind of like, I don't know how to stay away from like the toxic side of the music industry?
You won't stay away from it. You just have to be really strong, and women are they're all strong, so I know that every one of them has what it takes, but you won't stay away from it. It's kind of the price to pay. The entertainment industry, when it comes to women, we pay a higher price than men. Like we have a harder time than men, and you just gotta be ready for it.
And I like that you brought that up, because a lot of guys are constantly telling me like, because we're girls, it's easier for us in the music industry. You get the views, you get the clout, people listen to you just because you have titties. And I'm like, but there's so much that comes with that that you're not talking about.
Yeah, no. People think that, for example, everyone thinks if you sleep with someone, that's going to help you.
Yeah.
If any female artist is looking at me right now, do never sleep with someone, because they will all lose respect for you. Do not sleep with anyone in the industry until you're like, until you're up
until
there,
you're big enough.
Until you're established. And when you're established, go and sit on all the dick you want. But until that, do not fuck nobody in the industry, girl.
I like that you actually said that, because nowadays women feel like they have to do that. You know, they get their bodies done. It's like they think there's like a step by step. You get your body done, you fuck the producer, and now you're a star.
Exactly.
It's like, no.
I fucked the rapper, and now I'm a star. No, baby. No.
Yeah.
Now they passed you around and they lost respect for you.
Yes.
Love yourself. They don't deserve you.
Yes. And I love that you're preaching that, because it shows in your music, like you're all about, empowering yourself.
So aside from myself, I have been getting lately into the artistic field in Toronto, and there's so much talented people. It's insane the talent that Toronto has.
Yeah.
And no one is showcasing it. And it's it actually
That's
gets
what I'm
to me.
trying to do. Yeah, I'm like, who's really putting people on right now? I'm like, I think it's gonna be me. Like,
I feel like everyone has, if we support each other, we can change that. But we need to all really get together and get out of, because of how Toronto has been so far, everyone is a little bit closed.
yeah.
Yeah. But we have something really special, that is, we have so many different cultures that our art is, there's so much. Toronto has such a specific and beautiful artistry that brings in so many cultures. We're blessed. We have to just put it more out there.
And I feel like that's something we're sleeping on. Like, we could be such an amazing city, more than we already are, but more with our cultures. Like, we really are unique. We're the most multicultural city in the fucking world. Like, if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. Like, that's just amazing. And like you said, we got to start embracing that.
Well, my plan is to conquer the world. Now I'm going to go to different countries, you know, and then I'm going to come back here after I conquer the whole continent and Europe, which is the world, you know. And I definitely want to use my platform to put on Toronto artists and to put on people who work hard, you know, who do shit right.
Yeah. Is there anybody you want to collab with?
There's a lot of
or that you have collabed with? You've collabed with people, right?
In Toronto, I have a couple of songs, but they haven't been out yet. I have one with Joanna. We're preparing one with Cocanina. It's so
shit!
Good.
Shout out my girls. They were just here.
Yeah, no, the one with Cocanina.
How, bruh? You guys really holding that back from us?
I still haven't recorded it. Like, I wrote it when she sent me the song, and she sent me like the open verse, and I hear the hook, and I'm like,
that's gonna be lit. You guys need to drop that like ASAP.
Yeah,
like, you two would like fuck shit up. I don't know why you're holding that back from us, but yo, Cocanina, what the fuck?
No, it's a really, really dope song.
That's awesome. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to that. So do you have any other plans in terms of like genres that you want to tap into, or do you just want to like stick to, you know, your reggaeton?
No, like I want to do everything because I am someone that listens to every single genre. You will never hear me just listening to Spanish. Actually, reggaeton is probably the thing I listen to the least.
Interesting.
I reggaeton for me is something to go to a club. It's really rare for me to be home and put reggaeton unless it's old school Daddy Yankee, Don Omar. You know, the old school ones. Yeah, we'll put that shit.
You can tell in your album though. You like tap into like little like different things. You're like rapping at one point and you're singing at one point. I'm like, I see what she's doing there.
But I do want to explore every single side of me. Now going to Dominican is where I'm my first conquest.
Yeah, where are you going? Like, you're going to Dominican to do what? Perform?
I already went last time, and now I'm going there to work with some producers.
Shit.
Things are lined up with clubs and kind of, you know, get myself known there. And then we're moving to different countries.
She's like all of South America.
Conquering, you know? Because Toronto, the reality is Toronto's not going to embrace you until you pop completely somewhere else.
It's true. They did the same thing to Drake.
So,
do you remember? I don't know if you remember, but I remember when Drake was on the come up, people would talk shit about him. They were like, this guy's
I know,
like
it's so sad.
And now he's the GOAT. I'm like,
it's so sad that he doesn't remember that, and then he's mean to upcoming artists. It's so sad that he doesn't remember where he came from.
No.
It actually breaks
Drake,
my heart. This is the thing. I don't know if it's him or not, because you never know who is behind his social media.
True.
But at least fire whoever is doing your social media, because that idiot made you look like a cruel ass bitch.
Interesting.
There's a lot of things that I'm like, questionable.
You know what? That's actually interesting that you brought that up, because honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be Drake behind his social media, because recently he's been getting bashed for following this like little Toronto artist, I guess you can call her, that's like not good at all, and it's very obvious. And he started following her, and people got upset because they're like, there's so much talent in Toronto, like why are you giving clout to people who are stupid instead of the people who have talent in the city, you know? So it might not be him, because I don't feel like that really makes sense for him.
Well, my thing with him, which is the artist that I lost my shit on and I started crying on camera. I'm gonna be let's tell the story now since we're at it.
Yeah, I was literally gonna be like, are you gonna?
It was years ago when Six Bus kind of like put me on the spot, and apparently it was a bit of a setup, because later Manny sent me screenshots of everything, and I was put on the spot. I felt at the time really humiliated, and just it was really hard for me. And right when that happens,
they made you look stupid.
I felt that way back then. Now I realize that more stupid is them posting that and doing that. And he started following Manny when that happened and liked the post. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's actually telling me that my music is shit. I'm not telling you to follow me or say my music is good, but I'm an upcoming artist. They're telling me my music is shit. Have some empathy. Don't be fucking celebrating this. But the thing is, I don't know if it was him. It could be someone. That was what I thought later. I was like, I made a mistake of like kind of losing my shit on camera.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's not the dude. Maybe the guy's like, what the fuck is going on?
True.
And it's
that's so true. You know what? That's a good point. And honestly, like you said, it's interesting that people like will give you hate, but yet they're putting on people that aren't that great either. Like, I love, you know, seeing people come up from here, but like, let's be real. Like Smiley, for example. Not the greatest, right? But Drake supported that, so it's like, why aren't you supporting the people with talent? I mean, Chroma is not the greatest. Drake supported that.
No comment.
You know, I'm starting to see like a pattern here.
I think he just doesn't
supporting clout.
He's supporting clout, and maybe he just doesn't want another weekend.
Ooh, he doesn't want the competition. Yo, that's why he's like,
maybe
music
he
was
just
shit.
doesn't want another star. He doesn't want to share the star. But you know, I'm a girl, baby. Don't be like that.
There's plenty of room. That's interesting. Yeah, that you brought that up.
And it was kind of funny because when he followed that girl was right after the scandal that I was crying on TikTok, and it was super viral. Like all the news there was so many like news channels in Latin America that spoke about it, and a lot of people were defending me. It kind of showed that, you know, I got people behind.
Absolutely.
And I got fans and people that support me. Like, they did the funniest memes. All my fans, and like, these were all viral in TikTok. Memes of me walking him on a dog leash.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, no. Then there was another one where they put him in a trash thing.
Oh my god.
It was like a big thing. And after this whole thing goes viral, he starts following that girl. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
Weird. But I don't know if it's him. You know, I don't want to make any more ideas in my head because
imagine he like calls you always like, it's not even me.
That's what caused me to lose my shit, and that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. But that doesn't take away that whole follow situation was really shitty.
Yeah.
And if it was someone from his team, you should fire that idiot because that was cruel. That was
honestly,
mean.
I mean, judged by what he's been doing lately on his social media, they need somebody new on that shit.
But hey, who knows? Maybe the guy's just sitting down, like writing songs, smoking. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Who knows? Honestly, we'll never know. But hey, Drake, if you're watching this, let us know. We're a little lost out here.
Yeah. Have a heart, baby. Empathy goes a long way.
Oh yeah. So since being an artist, clearly you've built character. I mean, you have to deal with all the criticism. You have to deal with everything in the music industry. So how do you feel like going through all these obstacles throughout your music career has like built you as a person and your character?
I've definitely become stronger, and it helped me a lot to understand self-acceptance and self-compassion. I have a really I don't give a fuck attitude, and it's because I actually do give a fuck. I feel like that's like kind of the duality of this I don't give a fuck attitude. It's actually because I do give a fuck, but it's really working on just accepting who I am and having a lot of compassion towards myself. And I think that's where strength and real confidence comes from. Know yourself like the back of your hand.
Yes.
Accept yourself and love yourself.
Yes, I love that. So where do you see yourself going with your music career? Like, do you have any upcoming projects or ideas in plan?
So right now it is going to countries in Latin America and working with artists and producers there and kind of like conquering different countries and, you know, going where the love is. Because there is a really big part of me that I was kind of like, oh, I want to like make it here in Toronto because of my pride and my anger towards certain people. And I was like, I want to show you, bitch.
Prove them wrong. Yeah.
I want to prove you wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
But then I realized that after losing my shit online and kind of regretting it and feeling a little bit bad, I did all the work to let it go. And I was like, it's time for me to just go where the love is. Yeah. So it's kind of sad because I love Toronto and I'm going to be out of this city for quite a while, but I am going to come back. And I'm going to really focus on the Latin market. But I will not stop doing English. My sound will still be bilingual. This is the idea of Nanu is a bilingual megastar like never seen before.
Honestly, I love that you said like go where the love is. I think that's great advice, especially for people in Toronto or anybody in the world. Like if you're pursuing something and you notice there's love somewhere, stay there. Surround yourself in that environment. Like she said, go where the love is, and that's why she's here. Because the love's here too.
And another thing too, accept your emotions. Don't gaslight yourself. Feel things. As an artist, I think that's the most beautiful thing that art gives me, and why I can't do anything in life that is not art, because I have such strong emotions. My crazy stands not because I have schizophrenia or something, just because I have really intense emotions that sometimes can get a little bit out of control. But don't gaslight yourself. Go where the love is, and understand that in order for you to let something go, you gotta feel it first.
That's true.
You gotta let it.
You gotta be authentic. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I love that about you. Regardless of what people say, the fact that you're being authentic, you're not pretending to be anybody else. Like, you are who you say you are. That's the most important thing.
I'm just like, I'll show everything. I'll show, because TikTok, what I do with TikTok is I call it my reality show, and it kind of is. I show everything to a point that people are like, are you really showing this? Yes. I mean, you're gonna see my good and you're gonna see my bad. You're gonna see it all.
Yes. So to any artists or even people from Toronto that want to pursue their passion, that are kind of like scared, or they're like, you know, they don't know how to like take that first step, what advice do you have?
Go where the love is. If you love it, do it, because you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. I remember when I was studying economics, I was miserable. I would get those straight A's. Everything was 100. I was the perfect student, awards, everything, but I was fucking miserable. And the moment I was like, I'm gonna redirect all this dedication to what I love, my life changed. It's like I don't feel like I'm working. I am every single day writing songs, dancing, doing classes. There's no day off. That doesn't exist in my agenda. But because I love what I do, it doesn't really feel like work. It's just a dream. It's a big dream. It's like, oh my God.
Do what you love and love what you do. So before we wrap it up, can you tell our audience where they can find you on, you know, Spotify, you know, any platform, social media, all that stuff?
So Spotify, iTunes, Nanu. Instagram, Itsthecrazylatina. And TikTok, Itsthecrazylatina as well. YouTube, Nanu.
Awesome. So thank you so much for being here, love.
Thank you
It was
for
such
having
a
me.
pleasure. Loving the Gemini energy. I knew that we were just going to get along.
Legends, baby. Elite.
Exactly. So thank you again for being here. And we'll do this again one day.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're like a superstar, I'll be like, bitch, don't forget about me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Word on the streets, it's BowlzNBeatz. Bye. Later. I'm like, I'm not worried about her. She can have no filter.
No filter. I was like, I don't want to. I told myself, I'm like, I don't want to talk about the Drake thing, but then I'm like, I have to. Again.